Hello everyone, Santaduck2, welcome to another mod overview, this time on Iron Coals. Now first up, if you want a fabric version, this is the only one available, but the rest are obviously for Forge. So yeah, now there obviously will be certain differences I assume, maybe just bug fixes, maybe new additions, I'm not sure. So we've got recipe changes, we check here, we've got recipe to the coal block, got a few other things. So yeah, it kinda depends. But either way, for the most part, it is obviously just a coal mod, so it just adds in additional versions of coal, as well as additional blocks for those coal options, and obviously more will be added over time, such as upgrades, and a few other things like configurable burn times, and so on. So yeah, so we'll just take a look at what we can do already. Let's put a ton of furnaces, whoops, down, and we'll see what we can do with these. Now I don't know exactly everything there is yet, Stevenson, so here we go. So just go with like one of each, of course. Or two of each technically, because I'm going to put them in a blast furnace as well and see how well that performs. And while we could in obviously a smoker, I assume it'll be pretty much the same. So I don't really find any need to there, so we'll go one. I've probably got more furnaces than I needed to, but that's fine. That's what, diamond, emerald, and we'll find out how much it can actually do besides the obvious of the burn time. So that's forever. That's one block, and we'll get the blast furnace now. Place down. I probably don't need this many, but anyway, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. Covered clearly. And right, so that's that. Cool. And we'll get this going. And this is the last two clearly. So you, and you. And we don't need those. Right. So we'll put obviously ores in here. So we've got what, that's equivalent to 1.5. So maybe some difference. Obviously it's not going to change the actual speed, but it will change obviously how long it lasts for. So that does 12 items. So that's pretty much the equivalent to blaze rods, pretty much. In terms of being a bit longer by like an additional 4 resources, basically. So we'll do this now in a regular furnace. And we'll just wait for the final result, because I assume, maybe not. I mean, the blast furnace is going to be quite quick, and it's already halfway. And I guess it's going to do the whole 12. It's not going to have like a, oh, I'm going to kind of reach the 13th and then stop, I assume. I'm not exactly sure, so just wait for this. And then obviously we'll go over recipes because, you know, just in case, and then wait for the others to process over time. So that's about to reach its 12th. And yep, so it's immediate, so it's not going to matter, and the furnace will do its thing. So all you got to do is pretty much use a iron block and coal or charcoal for the iron coal, and if you have a block you can pretty much convert back and forth. So you got 15 versus 1.5. I don't think that changes the coal to tell you how much it has. No, it does not. We've got gold, which is pretty much just a gold block and upgrading and swapping back and forth, which, whoops, does 24. You've got your diamond, which is again the same recipe in converting. You've got 48. You've got 96, which is again emerald and diamonds. And you've got Aeon coal, which burns forever. So you pretty much just use 4 emerald, 2 hearts of the sea, 2 nether star, and netherite, and then you're good to go. And while it does say forever, it's pretty much that number there, which is what, 10 million? Which I technically would assume if it was actually forever, it would, unless if this is the maximum for smelting compared to the amount that you can get for like XP or certain other values that you typically get, obviously more higher than this. Now if we obviously go with the blocks, we've got 120, 240, 480, and 960. So yeah, so we'll see how much. Obviously it's kind of self-explanatory after knowing those, but yeah, just seeing how much of a difference there is. actually... But yeah, obviously some of them are going to be much more than lava, and in other cases they're not. So for... Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. So that's just going to sit at the bottom there. Interesting. Okay. So that's going to be at the bottom of the fuel line there, because it's pretty much just going to burn out immediately after it's done, but it'll keep going constantly. Interesting. And those are pretty much still going to be the exact same, of course. Oops, I keep doing that. I keep putting the fuel in there when I want to put the potatoes in there. Whoops. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. Just another fuel option. If you need any others, instead of obviously using certain vanilla preferred, or you just prefer to use coal and then just keep the consistency between fuels, then yeah, for combustible resources that maybe you might want to use in a generator that accepts it, or otherwise certain other sorts of fuels don't suit, then yeah, you've got an option. This, but other than that, I think that is everything. There's nothing else to cover. There's no configs. There's no this, that, and the other. I think so. It is simply just that. Yep, seems to be the case. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.